Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully created our profile page, and also I added some of the field in our database table, and also we have updated that image, right? And then we have created that one of the route for the edit profile, and then that is actually our method. So now into the profile edit method, I get authenticated user ID. That means which user is logged in. This user a specific row data I take and I just pass it in our edit profile page. So that is our edit profile, right? Into the user folder I have created as a user edit profile blade. So now I want to design this page. So from here it should be just like our edit user. If you go that edit user, that is actually the field. Okay, that is a field. So there is also another field. So that should be just like that same. Better I copy it. Okay, I copy everything from here. That means our user and the edit user, I copy it, and now in our edit profile area I just simply paste it. Okay, so that all. Now I want to update it, so that will be as a manage profile. So this type of one of the name will be visible, and also for the update it will be needed. And then the user role, so here we don't need this user role. Actually here we have to change it. That is the username. So right now I want to actually update this part, like I just simply cart it. Okay, I simply cart it. So that is actually on one row, so that means that is actually our first row. I cart it, and then there is actually our another row, and that is also empty. So after this there is our another row, right? So now I want to and after this I want to paste it. Okay, here I paste it. Okay, so perfect. So I want to check it. Now click the save all, and now if you go there, I click the refresh. Now click as the edit profile. Yeah, you can see it's now showing as this one. So I want to actually add all that our field. Here we have to add multiple field because they have the field for the mobile, address, gender, images, and also the name, email. So there are a lot of the field. Okay, and that is our admin. So also here we have to add that images field. So I add it. First of all, I want to actually customize it. Okay, so here one things I also want to share with you, like here you can see it's now showing as edit data with the email. Because of all, from here I actually pass the same name. For the reasons actually it's not getting any error, because a lot of the student actually become stuck with it. Why this is actually display that error? So it's pretty much common things. If you actually create another different type of name variable, it will be redirected to particular that area. Automatically it will be not getting this edit data variable, then automatically it will be displayed the some of the error, right? So that is actually pretty much simple things. A lot of the student actually put that, ask me have this question for this type of one of the silly error. So right now I want to update it. So that is our form group. I copy it, and also here into the call 6 area I want to add that another call 1. That means the from group. Now we have to save all. Now refresh it. Yeah, there is another one. So now I want to add another 2 of this. Better, that is actually a call row. That means the row I take it and row, and after this I take another one. Like you say, I have also put on the comment out for the reasons actually it's very easy to find out that a specific location. So now I'm going to update it. So that will be, first of all I want to name it as a username. That means that will be as a username, and into the username area that will be type will be as a text. I name it as a text, and name it, I just always prefer to use that same name or export our database field name. If you go to the structure, so that will be as a name. Okay, I name it as a name. And also I want to get this data, and with this edit data I have already passed that same variable. If you want to actually use that different type of variable, here you have to use it, right? So I have already take this find specific row ID data, take the things with this variable, and here I pass it in our edit profile page. So now with this edit data I want to actually visible that value. That means it should be loaded with this edit data. I want to display that name. I hope it's very much clear to you, friend. And also after that I want to take another one that will be as a user email. Email type will be as email, name will be as email. Perfect. And then our email. Here we don't need to change anything. And after that, I also want to do and to add our another field will be as a user mobile. Okay, it will be as a user mobile, and that will be as a text field. I name it as a text field, and then that will be our field name, our database field name. I choose this one, rather than you can actually choose whatever the things you choose, but this one actually our database name. Okay, that means database field name. So that is the value, that value will be visible. And then the user mobile, I take another one as a user address, RESS, right? So that will be as a address, and for the address I name it as a address. I copy it, and also for now I take it as a text. You can also use that as a text area. So right now it's okay with me, and then I make it as a address, and also I name it as a address. That means this address data will be visible. Okay, and then another one here I want to do, and to actually display the gender. So that is actually the gender. So now I want to do and to display that name. So name, I name it as a gender. It will be as a gender, and for the gender I name it the same condition I want to update, as it will be as a male. Okay, it will be as a male. It will be as a female. It will be as a female. So that is the same condition I also want to apply, because of all that is our edit page, right? So when you click as a edit, automatically it should be as a selected. So it should be selected. That means it should be check this data in or with this edit data into the gender, right? That means into the gender area, into the gender field, it should be check it, that is actually the male or not. And also here the same, with it will be check it as a male or not. So if you get that as a male, then it will be as a selected, else it will be as a empty. When it's with this edit data, I want to access our gender, that is a gender field, and when it will be get that as a female, then it will be display as a female. It will be as a selected, else it will be as a empty. Perfect. So print here, that will be as a user gender. That will be as a user gender, right? And here I want to use one of the image. That means the user profile image. I name it as a profile image. Okay, I name it as a profile image. So for the profile image, I have also take one of the field, right? So here I have also take one of the field, and here I want to use that as a file type. So that will be as a file, and I just name it. I name it our image field. So that is our image. So I copy it, and now that will be as an image, and here we don't need any show value. Okay, I just simply close it. We don't need this, and also we don't need our required. I may simply close it. Now let's check this out. If you now click the save all, and now if you go to your site and now click the refresh, perfect. You can see, friend, that is our username, and already our value, the data is visible, right? So that is our admin is visible, and also it's visible our email address, because of all into the database already they have this data, that is specific row data as a, it's now visible as a our name, that means the admin and the email. And right now for the mobile here, I don't have any data. For the addresses, I don't have any data. Gender, I didn't select any gender. For the reasons you can see, it's not showing as a select role. So now it will be not role. It will be as a select gender. Okay, it will be as a select gender. Perfect. So now, and then that is actually our profile image. And also into the profile image area, I want to do one thing. Then it will be actually interactive. Like if you choose any image from your computer, okay, if you choose any image, automatically this image will be loaded. That means here it will be displayed. Okay, so if you want to do that work, you can do it with using one of the Ajax code. I show you, then it will be very much helpful. So for doing this, I want to do here after this form group. So here, but I copy it. Okay, I copy this form group. So that is our main form group. After this, I copy, and then here I paste it. So here I want to do unto visible one of the image. Okay, so here I want to visible one of the image. So right now we don't need this. I close it. So I simply close it. That is our control, form control here. That will be very much interactive. One of the things I show you, like that is will be one of the image tag. So I add one of the image. Okay, I add one of the image tag, and in the image tag area, here it will be display. Okay. Here it will be display our the same condition. That means when it will be as a empty, then it will be show as a empty, rather than it will be display as a default image. So I have already added this condition in our view profile. You can see that means when it should be not empty, it should be display our database image rather than it should be displayed as a no image. So here I want to do and to paste it. Okay, so that will be our main condition, and after that I want to add one of the ID. That means into the src, for this src image I want to add one of the ID. I name that ID as a show. Okay, show and then image, show image. And for the images folder here, I want to do, for the images I also want to add another ID. That means I add another ID. Everything will be very much clear to you why I'm actually using it. So that means this ID, whatever the images you will be selected in particular this area, that means here this image ID I just simply declared as an image, and this image will be visible here. Okay, so better also I want to do here, I want to put some of the style. Okay, I want to put on the style as a wide will be as a 100 pixel, and then I put dot wide will be as a 100 pixel. Okay, that will be as 100 pixel. And also you can add some of the border if you want. So better I want to add on the border as a 1 pixel as a solid. Okay, solid. And you can also use some of the color if you want. So right now I make it as a black, as a 00000. Okay, so that will be as a black color. Perfect. Now if you click as a save all, I want to check it first. Now click as a refresh. Yeah, you can see that is actually now display as a default image, right? So here, for the reasons I just put that conditions, right now our this image field is empty. For the reasons it's now getting that our this URL upload as a no image.jpg. So I want to do whatever the image you will choose in particular that area, automatically this image will be loaded. Okay, that means it should be displayed. Then I will update this part. So if you want to do that work, first of all, we have to do that work with using that one of the JavaScript. So we need that jQuery Ajax CDN. So better, first of all, we have to support it. If you go to that Google, if you search to the jQuery Ajax CDN, and if you go to that W3 school, and if the W3 school actually is provided that code, you can see that is actually the script CDN. So now I want to copy it. I copy it, and now in our page, that means in our edit profile page, first of all, after this, okay, after this I support it. That means here I load our jQuery min.js, and now I want to add one of the script. Okay, into the last end area here I want to add one of the script. I want to add one of the JavaScript. And into the JavaScript area, first of all, we have to add that our document. So if you already know a little bit the JavaScript, then it's very much simple one of the code as a document. So I just put that document, and into the document area, first of all, we have to make it as a ready. Okay, ready, and then ready our function, ready function. Here I want to add our total things. Like I first of all I want to add that our ID. That means I want to take one of the I have already declared it. I have declared our image field. That means into the image area. So that is our image area, right? I name that image ID will be as an image. So I just copy it. So that will be as our image. Okay, so with this hash you have to use it, the image. When actually any user select this image, it should be changed, right? So here we have to add that our change function. So change on into the change area, we have to add this our function, and our function I just put assign that our this data. Okay, I make it as one of the variable as e, and then I want to add another one. So here that will be as a comma. So that is 2 1. So now I want to do, after that I want to take one of the variable. So in JavaScript, if you want to take one of the variable, that will be as a var, right? So with this var I want to add one of the variable as a reader. Okay, I take one of the variable as a reader, and then I want to create one of the object with the new, and then I just name that object as a file. Okay, file reader. That will be our object. Perfect. And after that we have to reader it, reader onload. Okay, reader onload. So with this reader onload, what exactly it should be do? With the reader onload, I want to load our function with the function data I have passed on particular that area. So I have passed it as a e, right? So that will be our E. And now I want to visible our, where exactly it should be visible. It should be visible in our this position, and here I have also put on the another ID as a show image. So that is the ID now I want to visible. So that will be with this, and then here with this hash our ID as a show image. I want to show add that image, and also after we have to add that our attribute. So our attribute as a src, right? Because of all there is the images, and there is the images src. So that will be our attribute. I just simply add this attribute. Our attribute will be as a src, and then our ID, that is E, and then our target result. Okay, so that will be our target result. Perfect. So friend, that's all. And after that I want to make it as a reader. So with this reader, read as data. Okay, read as data URL. So that will be as a read as data URL. So our read as data URL will be what? Your read as data URL will be our this ID as E, and then our targeted file, target.files. So that will be our this one, and here we have to pass our index, that means the array data as a 0 index. Okay, so here I just simply pass it. So friend, that's all you have to do. So that is actually the main JavaScript we have to use, and make that sure you also add that our script, that means that is a jQuery min. Okay, so now if everything okay, if there everything okay, it will automatically get this ID, and it will be on load particular this area. Okay, so on load our this ID I have declared as a show image. That means that is actually our show image, right? So that is our ID, it should be take, and here it should be display. Now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, now if you go there and click as a refresh, so now I choose that is actually our default image is visible. So right now in database they have no image, for this reason our default image is visible. So right now I choose an image. Better if you go, I just choose some of the images from my desktop, and here I choose this one. Okay, because open. Yes, you can see friend, automatically now it's updated. So whatever the image now you will choose, automatically this image will be updated. Okay, perfect. And also that is actually another one, so perfectly updated. That means our script is perfect. Okay, so here you have to actually write down this JavaScript. There is a simple one of the JavaScript you have to use for changing this image functionality. So friend, here we successfully done this work, and also put that name. So as the image field, that is our gender. So right now there is another one as a, I name it as a address, the mobile, and the email, and the name, right? And also they have one of the form. So right now I want to actually insert all the data. That means here I want to update this data, right? So we have to update it with a specific one of the ID. So how can do that work? In our next video I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.